All right, good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. It's the host CB, and I'm here with my co-host WD and Miss Carly. WD, Carly, how y'all been living it up?
Been good, man. Life is good. Cannot complain. Happy to be here.
Feel you?
Well, it's good to be here. I'll see that. But I know a lot has happened since our last show. A lot has happened. We got tacos. We got all kind of stuff going on. So let's get into it. I'm ready for it.
Who That Nation. I hope you guys have had a fantastic life in general all season. Um, hope you guys are excited about what's been going on in the off season or what's to come. We it remains to be seen, but yeah, hope you guys week are going well. And shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's give a little shout out before we give a rundown of the show. Of course, we got the OG Jerry Poor in the building. I see he got that Jameis avatar on there. Shout out to you, OG. Got picking a flick and said who that everybody.
Who that?
Got B Con said who that.
Who that fan?
And then we got Calvin Washington said who that from Phoenix, Arizona.
What's happening? Who that? Kelvin all the way in Sunny City.
And we'll get back to the comment sections, highlight them up on our screen as the show goes on. But welcome everyone that's tuned in. And tonight's rundown, well, a little rundown last show. Last show, when we was on here was a few weeks ago. We was talking about the Deshaun news. That was right before he made his decision. That's the last time we was on. So he made his decision, and now we know, who the quarterback is going to be at this moment. So tonight we're going to talk about, our thoughts on Jameis. We hadn't been able to do that since Deshaun made his decision. So we're gonna talk about Jameis. Then we're gonna get on, these free agent acquisitions, and possible news for us with the Tyrann Matthew news, and just a little question for the whole team to talk about. Are we taking this season serious, or are we being aggressive somewhat? Is we being passive on the offensive side? Just little questions we'll throw out here and there. But we can go ahead and get started with the Jameis news. Obviously, y'all know Deshaun went to the Cleveland Browns. He took the bag, and we brought back Jameis. On the 2-year, $28 million deal. So, team, what is y'all's thoughts on that? And do y'all think they are all in on Jameis?
I'm excited about it. I think they is all in on Jameis. I kind of felt bad in the beginning when we was going after Deshaun Washington because it kind of felt like they were kind of giving up on him. But I'm glad that things worked out the way that they did because before Jameis got injured by Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we were on to a really good start with him. And now he's coming back, and this time he'll potentially have a healthy Michael Thomas, depending on what happens with Alvin Kamara and his legal situation that he got going on. He'll have a healthy Alvin Kamara. Not to mention we're moving Taysom Hill to tight end. So then he'll have a force at tight end with Taysom Hill. Then it's just the pieces and the weapons that he'll be able to have that he didn't have last season, but still was excelling. It's gonna be phenomenal to watch because the potential is there. I feel like all Jameis needed, if he didn't get hurt, he just needed somebody to catch the ball because his deep throws was there, his accuracy was there, his consistency was there. He was also efficient with his legs. He was not afraid to make plays and run for the few yards and slide if he needed to. He was willing to sacrifice for the team and do what he needed to do as a leader to help us win. Unfortunately, he ended up getting injured and sidelined for the rest of the season, and our kind of season went up and down. But now, if he can stay healthy, us getting our guys back can stay healthy, we're forced to be reckoned with because offensively, we never really had a problem. We was always missing one little piece that we can tweak, and for us, it's been that quarterback position since Drew retired. And now that we got Jameis locked in for 2 years, he can solely focus on our system, our offense, and being our leader with the guys that he know he will potentially have. Like this is a make or break season, and I'm excited to watch it unfold.
Right. WD, what's your thoughts on us bringing Jameis back?
Oh, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that. The question that I'm kind of tied up about in my mind, it was are they all in with Jameis Winston? I still have my doubts on that. I mean, like I said, I don't mind. We went what 5-5-2 with him. I don't mind, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, man. So much is happening. You know, we traded with the Eagles to get another first round pick. Uh, I guess we'll see, but yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he's back. First of all, I would like to say this. This is pretty ironic because you know, the Atlanta Falcons they messed around trying to get Deshaun and he lost Matt Ryan, and that's how he ended up as a coach. I'm just thinking like Jameis he was really patient to say that we was trying to get Deshaun. He was really patient with us and was like I would think like hey he'll try to go elsewhere because it's like hey okay y'all looking at Deshaun so why should I be
Mm-hmm.
here? But I'm glad to see that that's not what happened. And I'm really laughing at the Atlanta Falcons. Like they really did play themselves. I like that too. So but yeah, that's about it.
See, I think part of it was him being patient, Jameis, but I also feel like part of him was understanding that the NFL is a business and to not get too attached, you know?
Yeah,
And I also feel like if he would have went elsewhere, I don't think he would have got paid as big. Like I'm not saying we paid him a lot of money because we didn't, not for a quarterback, but I don't think his stock would have been as high because think about it. When you go back to the last time you seen Jameis have an actual really good season, it was with Tampa Bay, and they always still fell short, you know. But I'm happy that he's back, and I'm happy he didn't hold it as a grudge, and he didn't look like, oh, now they want me because Deshaun went to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that he still decided to just to come back because we really, really, really need him.
Right.
He's a great leader. Everyone loves him in the locker room. Even when he was on crutches, he was still celebrating with the team, elated. You know, he was just still kept that energy. He never got down on himself. He never felt like, oh man, I'm letting my team down. He encouraged. It was he was the true definition of next man up mentality and actually supporting it. Cause Lord, we seen what Ian Book, Taysom Hill, and all them other guys can do, but he supported it. You know, he didn't. And so I just love that, and I love somebody that's gonna be a team player and just gonna play to win.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. I'm.
and
I'm. Oh, I'm. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad we brought Jameis back. Um. But really, far as my thoughts on, it's the Saints all in on them.
yeah,
I but
that's
yeah,
how I feel. That's how I feel.
yeah. Is they really all in? Because if I don't think so at the moment, because if they was really all in, they wouldn't really just went after Deshaun. I know Deshaun is a great piece, but the scenario with Jameis, you could keep all your capital. You could use that capital to trade for something if you wanted to. Like they just did, they used it to move up in the draft and get an extra first round. But yeah, for them to go after Deshaun Watson, like that, it showed that they're not fully sold in on Jameis as being the franchise quarterback. And it's okay at the moment
I
because
think we done lost CB. Okay, CB, you might have to repeat that. We lost you for a second, unless it's me.
oh well yeah yeah basically I was just saying yeah I believe they not all the way sold in at the moment just yet. um I'm gonna just say I think they want to see more because he really wasn't let loose, with his arm in those 5 games. Even though he was being efficient, was playing well. Um, But yeah, that with them going after Deshaun like that, that showed that they wasn't all the way. They not all the way sold in, but that's totally fine on Jameis half because he get a whole off season with the team and he get to show him what he can do. And he gon' like Carly was saying, you getting Mike back. We'll see what they do in the draft. All this receipt. Y'all already know how I feel about the draft. We liable to getting using those picks and getting a defensive tackle or something. The way we've been drafted. So I'm not getting my hopes up for
I,
you
I
know.
definitely I definitely said we're gonna take an offensive lineman, but I agree it ain't gonna be what we thought, and they just gonna piss us off.
Yep. So
Well, I
the
mean,
Jamison talk. The Jamison Williams and the Chris Avale, one of those. I'm not getting my hopes up. I just need to see that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Jameis. But as far as the receiver, we still need to get a veteran though,
oh yeah,
regardless of
because
what we
like I
do in
said,
the draft.
if we talking about all in, I understand that they are going to draft a receiver or two at some point in the draft. Definitely got to be among the top 100 for sure. But I'm just saying they need to do something, man. He's out here resigning guys like Trequan and
Right.
Trequan. Something Trequan said today, talking about if the offense stay healthy. I guess he said we'll be fine or great or whatever. I'm just thinking like he should be the last one to talk. So I would rather hear that from Marcus Callaway than Trequan. So Trequan, he got to prove himself. But I'm just saying if you all in, give that man some weapons, give him something to work with. I know Michael Thomas is back, but it's time to put up or shut up.
While we on receivers, I mean, like I said, like I was saying, my thoughts on the draft. I'm not getting caught up in this receiver stuff. I just got to see it, because I've been personally disappointed in the way we've drafted first rounders. But shout out to Hoodie Jude for the super chat, 4.99 super chat. He said, "What's up, y'all? Who that to y'all? Who do y'all want at 16th and 19th in the first round? I would go wide receiver, offensive tackle, or wide receiver, or offensive tackle, wide receiver."
I mean, to be fair, I would think receiving offensive tackle is. I mean, both of those positions, I feel like that's what it probably should be. That don't mean that's what it's going to be, but I mean, we lost Teron Armstead,
Mm-hmm.
uh, best one of the best offensive tackles. So I mean, that's a no brainer. That you got to draft a tackle, receiver. We need a receiver. The reason why I'm saying that might not be what they do because they might very well just draft use one of those picks as a best available. So we'll see, but it's not a guarantee that they do those positions. Because I mean, heck, like I said, I'm questioning if they really are all in on Jameis. They could have done this trade with the Eagles to get a quarterback. You never know. And let's say we don't sign Tyrann Matthew. We lost Marcus Williams. Of course, Marcus May he could probably play that role, but Malcolm Jenkins he retired. Let's say we don't sign a Honey Badger. We need a safety. I don't know. So really, there are so many options there that the Saints could, they could pull the trigger on any of those positions. Hell, even the defensive tackle. I mean, yeah, our DEs, we got depth there. We got great DEs, but the defensive tackles, besides Davion Yamada, is not really certain, who's a quality starter as far as rushing the passer and getting back there to stop the run. So never know. But I would say offensive tackle and definitely receiver should be the positions that they need to be looking at with those two picks. But we know what happens with the Saints.
True. Yeah, I mean, far as you breaking all of that down, we can leave it with you on that, and let's call it one at a time, man. I mean, far as my thoughts on what positions, I mean, the smart thing could be a receiver and offensive tackle. Far as a wide receiver, I see some can't say wide receiver, wide receiver. You drafting 2 first round wide receivers, they supposed to be getting starter snaps. That's supposed to be your one, your X, or your Y. So I mean, you got Mike out there, and then you're gonna have a first rounder on the other side. Then you're gonna have what a first rounder in the slot.
I mean, I wouldn't mind because that's just how desperate we are at receiver too. Like,
Yeah,
really, what's biting the Saints on the ass is the fact that they haven't been drafting receivers these past years. So it's catching up with them. So I would look at that as that's them trying to catch up, play catch up. Even though we got Michael Thomas. Hell, I was saying that nigga, he was a whole batch of receiving. I was only half joking though. So 2 receivers, I wouldn't mind. I know Ohio State, Alabama, they got some good receivers. Wouldn't shock me if they go those 2 routes.
yeah, I would be shocked, but I mean, we just have to.
I mean, and when you say that, I get it because hell, if they didn't draft one receiver, what the hell makes you think they'll draft 2?
But I'm kind of thinking honestly, because I think the receivers is kind of I ain't gonna say like I said I ain't really done my research yet. I kind of wait near the draft to start doing the late round scouting, but I'm just hearing that the depth at wide receiver is pretty decent in this draft.
Oh,
And I
really?
know you got 2 dogs like this you can get, but I'm kind of leaning towards it being them possibly training up for a quarterback. Now, I hope that's not it. I'm like I said, I'm all in with Jameis. You give him some pieces around him. I believe he can make it shape, but I don't see you trading, up into the first round like this for 2 receivers. Like I said, I could see a wide receiver or offensive tackle. But
Yeah, and like I said, we look at those 2 positions. We look at those 2 positions, and we sit up there and we think, okay, you know what? It has to be a guarantee, right? But at the end of the day, it could very well be a player from another position that they really love. It could be a certain player, not necessarily a position, just a player.
wait, we can't hear you. What you say, Uptown?
No, he's echoing.
What's up?
Oh, it was good. We heard you kind of echoing.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I know I came in the middle of the thing. I just chilled and then I catch up.
Oh, okay. You good? What was you saying, WD?
No, I was just saying that it doesn't have to be a position. It could just be a certain player that they really like. Like they probably got eyes on a certain player, and we sitting up here looking at positions, but they might just sneak in, draft a freaking defensive tackle. You never know.
All right.
I hope not,
Uptown, what's
man.
your, what's your thoughts
Please.
on us trading for these? To getting us another first round. What's your thoughts on that trade?
I think it was a good trade, man. As a matter of fact, really, we didn't get no more out of it than what the Philadelphia Eagles would get out of it. So I thought it was kind of an even trade. I'm thinking and I'm hoping that they did this trade to get a left tackle and a wide receiver. Please. You understand? Don't play games with us. You understand? All this, the player they really like stuff, man, please don't do that. Draft a player that you need in a specific area. And if we, like I have grown to understand too that this draft is deep in defensive linemen, offensive linemen, and wide receiver. But just because it's deep, just go on and go after the best cats that you can get right now, man. Don't mess around and play around or whatever. I heard people saying scenarios about us taking those picks and moving up and getting the quarterback and all that stuff. I don't think that's a good idea. You know, if they thinking that, I wish that they don't. You know, just leave that idea on underneath the table somewhere. We gonna have to roll. We can go with Jameis. If Jameis is, healthy, man, just get him a left tackle and another wide receiver, please. And if somehow in this draft we can find another running back, that would be cool too. Make this draft about that offense.
That's true. Shout out to DJ 420 who that RG for the 499 super chat said just praying they don't screw this up. Who that y'all?
I'm not really praying that they're gonna screw it up because I got a lot of faith, man. In Mickey and them, doing this stuff. If the, if they twerk it right, this can be another 2017 draft. If they twerk it right.
And I would.
I don't think they're gonna quote unquote screw it up because I think that Mickey and Jeff Ireland and all them, they know better, man. They gonna at least get one. We gonna at least get one good player out of this. But I want to be greedy, man. Let's see if we can twerk a 1981, a 2017. Let's see if we can twerk one of those. See if we can get one of those out of
it. And you don't got a big voice in the room like a Sean Payton. So I believe, Mickey got more leeway, now is a GM. I mean, I believe he always had his percentage, but Sean got the final say, and you know how big of an impact he was. So now Mickey kind of got the keys right now. So he being aggressive. I mean, I think they being aggressive now. I know we got kind of stale there after that, Deshaun Watson. I think they took a bullet. They took a bit bullet, and it took them about a week to recover. 'Cause I thought they was pretty confident they was gonna bring Watson in, but we'll see what happens with the draft. Like I said, as far as saying who we need to get, the Chris guy from Ohio State, especially us Saints fans, we've been high on that. Even Mike Thomas been high on that, but we just have to see what happens. We know we get our hopes high on particular few guys, and then they'll get some guy that we really hadn't heard of. But like I said, this is a new helm, new person at the helm now. So
Yeah, I approve the message Leslie said. He said, whoever responsible for the 2020 draft, please stay the F away. I added the please because I mean that. Please.
really, Jube, I think far as like a pure route runner, Chris Speed is the Alabama receiver, the Jameson receiver. Yeah, he definitely the most polished one in my opinion. Going all around, you know, the skill set tree. But no, we'll see. We'll see. We don't know what these 17 teams above us, what they gonna go with. Jameson may be a top five. I mean, well, a top 10 pick or something like. We don't know. Somebody may love him, but anyway, I guess we can move on. We can move on to our free agency. I see Carly muted. I don't know if she's still there. I'm kind of wait till she get back in till we get on.
I'm still here. Y'all got it. Listen, y'all are doing perfectly fine. Y'all didn't need my input on that draft. Y'all know I don't watch that.
Well, we're gonna let you start this one now. We're gonna get on Tyron.
Me?
I know y'all interested in the Tyron news, and of course we got to hit on Traquan,
Well,
bringing him back. But we're gonna start with Taco.
I tell you what.
We're gonna let
Yes!
Carly start Taco off.
There is a disclaimer for the listeners. The thoughts are my own. Do not judge my brothers on what I'm about to say.
Let me mute myself.
But listen, y'all, I've been loving Taco since he was at Michigan. When I first joined this podcast, I told the guys how much I love Taco. So I'm excited about this because I've been manifesting us signing Taco Charlton for my own personal reasons, not for his football ability, because we know he ain't the best. But me personally, I'm excited about the signing. But in all seriousness, Taco Charlton, he was drafted in the first round in 2017 by the Dallas Cowboys. If y'all remember, their fans went crazy because they was like, oh, we could have got TJ Watt, but instead we got Taco Charlton. Well, guess what? It don't matter because eventually the Cowboys let him go after like a year or two. He went on to the Miami Dolphins where he recorded a season high of 5 sacks, which is a best for him, with 2 forced fumbles. Then he moved on to the Kansas City Chiefs, and after that, he went on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was posting career totals of 92 tackles and 53 solos and 12 stops for loss. He also plays defensive end, which when y'all think of defensive end, y'all like, oh my God, where is he going to go? It don't matter because he's faster than Cam Jordan, and he's almost just as strong as Davenport. But I like him, and I am so excited about this, y'all. Like, I'm about to be a Saints season ticket holder, okay? I'm going to wear taco shirts, shoes, headbands, sunglasses, purses, everything. Like, I'm excited. Y'all may not be, but I don't care because I love me some taco, and I'm excited about this signing.
But Carly, it's a Wednesday.
Okay, I'm just gonna since she's in hype and she's so excited about it. You understand? I'm just gonna reserve my comments about taco.
Good. Because before you came on, I said I hope Uptown don't be on when I talk about taco because I know he's gonna disagree with everything I say. Don't steal my joy, Uptown. Let me have this moment.
No tacos.
Come on, man. Don't do me like that, Pammy Whammy. You ain't lying though.
Man.
Well, I mean, he can be a good road. He can give us
Can we do our jobs here? Just keep it 100, man. I don't think he's gonna make the roster.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm at? The Cowboys really drafted him over TJ Watt?
Yeah, TJ.
You didn't know that?
No, that's pretty funny. I can't laugh too hard, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah, they did, but eventually they both played together with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, they eventually got to play together, but I threw some nice facts in that along with this when I'm promoting him, y'all. I talked about football stuff too.
Yeah, you did.
I taught WD something new today.
It's gonna be kind of difficult for him to make the team, man. We still got Tano. We just drafted a defensive end last year in the first round, Payton Turner. We still got Cameron Jordan. We still got Marcus Davenport. Mm-hmm. And we know how they feel about Granderson. Granderson get a lot of run at defensive end too.
They gave him a new deal.
Yep, and he got a new deal.
Well, I wish he played the same position as Cesar Ruiz at, so we could switch out these Michigan players.
Oh boy, I wish. Damn,
man.
What did you say, Uptown?
See, man, no, I'm trying to be nice here.
Oh, now, Miss Anna. Be easy on my dog Taco, Miss Anna. Listen, I said that. I know you heard me name Miss Anna. I didn't need you to repeat what I just said. That's why I sat by it and used my Louisiana dialect and said it real fast so y'all wouldn't catch that.
Like I said, it's going to be very difficult for him to get some run. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be difficult for him. That's why I don't see him making the 53-man roster. I just don't see it. It's going to be kind of difficult for him. He got a lot of dogs on that defensive line that he got to, outdo on that.
That's true, but Uptown, you got to let me have this moment, okay?
You can have his moment, though. I mean, he actually was signed. I mean, so you can have your moment. We actually signed it.
Yeah, let me have my moment up until it's training day.
At some point in time, you're going to see him and stuff, with the jersey on. You're going to see him in the black and gold at some point in time, even if it's preseason or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, shit, can he play receiver?
Thanks.
We don't. We can take care of that in the draft, man. I don't want no retreads or nobody like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facts. I agree.
get that, man. You know,
Shout out to
we
Hoodie
doing too much.
Jube. He shout out to Hoodie Jube. He had another $4.99 super chat.
Can I read? Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite free agency signing is Kentravius Street, guy who broke Bree's ribs. we got him. We got him to break Tom Brady and make him retire.
Hold on,
Y'all
now.
see?
Wait.
Devils. Laugh,
Hold
laugh,
on.
laugh.
Hold on, because Carly, you really did save CB from that name.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I asked to read. It's all love, CB, but I just knew you was gonna put your little country twang on it, and it wasn't gonna be right.
But you know, I like that signing too. To be honest with you, Hoodie Juby. But I like that because too, right? I don't know if y'all aware, but that dude, he played underneath Ryan Nielsen at North Carolina State.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
CU.
Oh, now.
So I like that signing even more than what you do, and I like and he was the one that broke Bree's ribs. Y'all know I like boys y'all know I like when them boys play like that.
Yeah.
Y'all know I absolutely love it. I soak it in, man. I call us the Bounty Boys. I don't give a damn. You understand? So I like it. If he got the nasty streak, bring that little nasty streak over here to New Orleans too. So I agree with him. That was a good sign.
Yeah, man. The Saints would sign somebody that almost killed Breeze. Crazy.
Now they can kill Tom Brady and whoever the Falcons gonna have on their quarterback child.
They got Marcus. We got Super Mario.
What Marcus? Not Mariota, huh?
Yeah, Super Mario.
Oh no, indeed, no.
Nah, they probably gonna get a quarterback. But
Knowing
still,
the Falcons, they gonna go right and grab. They definitely gonna grab somebody on offense, and their defense trash.
Yeah,
Whole team trash.
they just gonna be what it is. What you got, TB?
okay, so we got Traquan, we got PJ.
Yeah, man, one of them dudes, man,
Traquan was signed to a what a so it's either a 2 or 3 year deal. So that means they see what we think of Traquan. They obviously value this man.
Say, bro, Traquan must have something on somebody. him and PJ. They got
That's
something.
You remember we were saying that with PJ for a while, and then PJ finally broke through. But we don't need to do that with Traquan, though.
Man, now you see, bro, that out of all the things that happened this offseason, that's what really pissed me off. More, bro, we do not need Traquan. I don't want Wody no more, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want nothing that Wody got to offer, bro. And I know they talking about he a great blocker, man. I don't want to hear nothing about you block, bro. I much rather take that man that can catch the ball. You understand? Rather than cat that can block, man. I don't want to hear that.
Well, speaking of such, don't we have Kevin White? Didn't they sign him?
Man, they can let him kick rocks too, bro. As a matter of fact,
exactly. That's my point.
He can kick some of the biggest rocks, man, and they got out there, you know. Because man, I mean, he is Kevin Butterfinger's wife. We don't need him either, man. We don't need nobody, man, that was up there, man, that was Butterfinger. And if they can somehow, bro, what made me really, really happy, what made me extremely happy is somehow that Adam Troutman do not make this team. Some kind of way, man. I mean, if there's some such thing as a football gods, please work out that way. Get Adam Troutman off the Saints.
No, well, what they probably gonna do?
You keep freezing up.
Over blocker, and then Taysom gonna be the receiving tight end.
I don't even know if I trust him, man, to be blocking, man, because remember, he had a whole lot of costly penalties and stuff last season, too. I just don't trust Wooly. You understand what I'm saying? Point blank, period. I have no trust in that man at all. I mean, he would have to do something spectacular.
He could start off by taking them goals out of his mouth.
Yeah, they say that the crowd say, is there any chance we draft a tight end? Yeah, that's an area of need. They've been trying, as you see, they put Taysom as a tight end, and they tried to improve that area.
I'm good. I'm good with Taysom at tight end. I think he can make something really shake there. I mean, he
I
getting
think
a
he can
healthy
too.
amount.
Yeah, the potential is through the roof with Taysom at tight end. He's strong. You know, he can run. He can run through a defense. Honestly, he really can.
Oh,
And I think we can all agree Taysom plays every position better than he does quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him because of just the intensity that he can bring, and just to see how well he's gonna do. Because I feel like he's gonna fit right in. And I hate to say this because y'all know I was on this dude's bandwagon, but I think we're at the point where we're kind of over Adam Trotman because he did not produce like we thought that he would. Like he was a disappointment.
Adam Trautman was a disappointment both mentally and physically. You understand? It looked like the game was too much for him, both mentally and physically. And we can't have that. And then I think we re-signed Juwan Johnson too, right, CB?
yeah, he's back. I think we either signed him to a contract or a futures deal. I think he was part of the futures deal with Kevin White. But he gonna get on. I believe he'll make the roster. I believe so. I think he done enough, but we'll see. I think Taysom though got the potential to really show out at tight end. I think
Oh
if they gonna make him a full-time tight end, I think we'll be all right there. He
me
just
too.
gonna have to be able to block because that's gonna make him kind of one-dimensional. But he
And
gonna have to.
he has to mentally.
I think he can block, bro.
I think Taysom's biggest thing for me is going to be him mentally putting himself as a tight end because you know his whole career he's always seen himself essentially as a quarterback, and now you know it's different being a quarterback than being a tight end. Going from throwing the ball to actually catching it and running routes, and you know what I'm saying. So I think mentally and physically is going to be a challenge for him.
I think he can do some real. He can get really creative, man, with him playing tight end if you want to. You understand? Because although he played tight end, he still can throw the ball a little bit. You understand? If you can work plays and stuff off of him, getting the ball and then throwing the ball, I mean, he can get a little creative with him playing tight end. He could, if he wanted to. If he really wanted to. So what you got, CB?
Okay, I'm gonna read this other super chat from Hoodie Jude. Shout out for the 199 super chat. Said if y'all over Trotman already, y'all tripping.
Man, let me.
I'll say this. I mean, I'll say this right quick. I mean, as far as me being over Trotman, I think Taysom gonna make that happen himself. I believe Taysom got that potential to make it happen himself, especially on the receiving end. On the receiving end, Taysom about to be a better receiver tight end than him. Yeah, he going. Like I said, we really hadn't seen him block like that yet.
Let's keep it real, man. I can name about 3 or 4 different games where he has a costly penalty that cost us big plays in the game. The only tremendous catch that Adam Troutman had all season happened in the last game, and that was that touchdown that he caught in against the Falcons. You understand? And keep in mind, right? We thought the world of him. We thought so much of Adam Troutman that we moved back into the draft and drafted him.
That's true.
So yeah, I'm over there. Yeah, I'm over him. I expected him to be spectacular. Not he could be if they it's obvious and stuff that they're gonna run him back. This season he's still on the roster. He could be, but he has shown me nothing. He has shown me nothing mentally. You understand? He keep having penalties, at inopportune moments in the game. He keep dropping too many footballs. I mean, what more can what more do you ask of a tight end?
That's
And
fact.
he might can block well, but man, I much rather take a tight end like that don't block all that well, but can catch the damn ball. I'll take that over that.
That's fact.
I mean, like, I think that the Saints, man, that at some point in this draft, even if it's late on in the draft, they need to, try out a tight end, man. Draft a tight end too, just for good measure. I think this whole draft needs to be about that offense. The defense looked like it's solidified, even with the free agent signings that we had. We signed on Contavious Street. We also just signed this cat from Houston named Jaleel Johnson to be on the defensive line. We re-signed the key people that we needed to re-sign on the defense. The only area right now of question mark right now is that strong safety position because Malcolm Jenkins retired, and we don't know what we're gonna do if PJ gonna play that. If whoever if this dude Matthew gonna come in and play that. We
Do
gonna
you want
draft a
Matthew?
safety. We gonna get
Do
a
you
safety
want
in free
Matthew?
agency or whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having the Honey Badger. I certainly wouldn't, especially in that position. I think that in certain ways, I think that he would be an upgrade over Malcolm Jenkins. He already an upgrade over Malcolm Jenkins because Jenkins is 35, 36 years old. I think he's just about to make 30.
Right. Yeah, you add a faster, strong safety, faster. Definitely, well, the tape speaks for itself. We really ain't got a breakdown, Honey Badger, but yeah, that it would be a hell of a fit. He's actually interested in us. He's shown he went to the facility. Visit with him, so we'll see what happens. But with these guys and visiting with us and stuff, we usually don't come out on the positive
Don't
end
get
of
into
that stuff.
that too much. I know we always end up
Yeah.
like, just look like some just a way to get people numbers up. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what that always looked like to me. But I think I don't know what his other choices are. I heard somebody told me that. Well, I mean, I heard not somebody. I heard on news media somewhere that the Eagles was also considering him. And I'm like, I think that we in a better position, you know, and got a better roster built up better than the Philadelphia Eagles right now. So if he go with them, I really, really would be surprised. But he paper chasing too, right? So
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Eagles, giving him some of that money.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be his last time for a big contract before he
Yep.
hit 30 and start, getting on the back end. So I mean,
I think
we
this.
see.
I looked up this cat Marcus May. He was drafted the same year as Marcus Williams. And they say he really thrived, doing the single high. But they say the difference between him and Marcus Williams was that he can play up in the box too. You say that's what the scouting reports say about him. You know, I'm hoping, man, that we can get, Matthew, that he can just come in and play that, because then we ain't got to do any kind of major shifting, to our backfield now. We can let the May play the high safety. Tyron can play there. Play the strong safety. We can still have PJ play the role that he played. We can still have Chauncey play the role that he played. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if Tyron can play the deep third, but if he can't play the deep third, we can always bring PJ in and have him to play that. You understand? So that's why I'm like, this whole draft should be about that offense. Mainly. If you find somebody, defensive wise, somewhere there, um, in later rounds, you may want to strike on that. But no way we should come away from this draft without a top quality lineman that we can plug in and play right away. A wide receiver, you understand that if we can't make him the starter right away, that can eventually be the starter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a damn tight end. Because the shit we got for tight end, man, I'm not too happy with it at all. I'm not. I seen that. I seen how that played out last season. We everybody wanted to include myself. We wanted Jawan Johnson to emerge. And it seemed like he's not physical enough for that position for some reason. He's always hurt. And there's times and stuff when he wasn't hurt. He just wasn't getting the ball. So
Yeah, true. But
we need somebody,
we
man, with that kind of tight end. Say
right.
what, CB?
No, I was gonna say we can read this super chat by Miss Anna, and then we can open up the phone lines, right quick. See, if anybody want to get their thoughts on what's done expired this off season. Shout out to Miss Anna for the 4.99 super chat. Said Taysom is a natural tight end. He can catch and block. Shout out Miss Anna for the 4.99 super chat, and that's facts about Taysom. I'm very excited to see you know what we go with that. I mean, as far as his potential, at that position. So what I'm gonna do right now is put the link in the comment section, and you guys can call in, click on the link, call in, give us your thoughts, on this off season. And I seen one question. Shout out to Crass. He said, "Will we bring Quan back?" I believe so. I hope so. Can you imagine Quan Honey Badger getting brought? Well, Quan coming back, then adding Honey Badger. Imagine that, the defensive meetings and stuff. The swag out there on the defensive side. We'll see. Okay, but we got Jerry on the line. OG was good with you.
What's up, CV? What's up, WD? What's up, Bucktown?
What's up, Jerry?
Welcome back. Been a while.
Yeah, fam. Definitely been a minute. What you got for us?
I got a question. Why did we resign Traquan Smith? That can't catch nothing. It can't block nothing.
Uh, Man, I really don't have an answer for that. I really don't, fam.
I wish I
And
could find an answer, but I can't.
I can't either. I really don't know what to say
I
about that.
mean, I mean, bruh, all these receivers we got out here that's looking for a new team, including us, and you gonna sign Smith back for what? I
I don't know if y'all can hear me, man. My computer tripping.
I can hear you, Uptown.
Yeah, we can hear you.
My computer tripping bad. Okay,
But
can
yeah,
y'all hear me?
the OG was saying why did we bring Traquan back?
I really don't know why, man. You know, I have no earthly reason, man, what would make them bring him back. I just don't know, bro. Your guess is
Uptown, I
as
don't know
good as
what's so
mine.
special about him, man. I just don't.
I don't know, man. You know, I mean, we Traquan been with us what 4 years?
Yep. And I hate to say this. Speaking as a Saints fan, the dude is trash. Straight up. The man's garbage. Or as Uptown would put it, he's a buster. Just saying.
Yeah, well, hopefully some of these young bucks, you know, kind of put them behind on the depth chart. But as of
Yeah.
right now, they looking at him. Right now, they currently got him at. Well, I'm gonna just assume he's the number 2 right now in their eyes until they draft, unless they draft, a high receiver or something,
I
or
tell you
unless they
what.
sign one of these receivers.
But I tell you what, I'm glad we got
Man, that dude,
those two
man. I
picks.
don't, you know, if y'all hear me go in and out or whatever, man, my computer tripping. By the way,
Yeah, we can still hear you,
y'all know I
Uptown.
wouldn't stop talking in mid sentence.
But
But
uh, but earlier this week, I'm glad we got two picks in the first round instead of one. Hopefully, hopefully we get either the 16th or 19th pick. Hopefully we'll get a wide receiver and an offensive tackle because now with Teron Armstead going to Miami and signed a big deal over there with them. We need somebody to fill that gap where Armstead was. Now that he's over with the Dolphins now, so those my to be honest with you fellas, my main focus right now is refixing this offense and be explosive once again because as y'all saw last year, we all saw it. That offense was fucking garbage. And to be honest with you, the defense was the whole damn team. Because every time they do something, every time the defense do something, it don't. The offense come out there, and it don't even take but less than 5 or 10 minutes to do what they have to do to try to get right. And then next thing you know, the defense come right back out. So you might well say the defense was the whole damn New Orleans Saints team, not the offense. And that's why we need a whole lot of help on this offensive side because we need the whole shebang, bruh. That's all. That's my only concern. The defense, I ain't got to worry about them. They already know their duty. The offense just need to get back on their P's and Q's and be dominant once again. That's my main concern.
Yep. In the receiving part of the offense. I think
Yes.
our running game is from the running game. It was obviously you know amazing, but like I said we're going into this Kamar. We don't know if he gonna miss a little time or not.
Yeah, but that's why we need to add a running back to our repertoire. In case if something go down with Kamara, with that incident in Vegas. Somebody got to fill that role. So when he come back, that running back we got from the draft will tag along with him.
Well, we got Mark coming back. Do you think they hold on to Mark? Y'all, you think they let them that boom and zoom keep going, or do they
I
go
hope
with a
I
young?
hope so, bruh. I hope so. And shouts out to my buddy Miss Anna. Looks like they're trying to. Yeah, looks like they're trying to avoid using the draft pick for defense. Yeah, you're right about that, Miss Anna. Because that, like I said earlier, my main focus is getting this offense back on track once again.
Yeah, that's an interesting comment, Miss Anna. Because the way it's looking, and especially if we bring the honey badger in and then bring Quan back,
That's what I'm waiting on.
might as well just need to just be an offensive draft. Maybe get a little late defensive spark or something late. You know, somebody that made the
Probably
late.
around like the fifth, probably
Yeah,
around the later draft. I mean, like the first three rounds. Probably right when they do the whole thing on like Saturday, like with the 4, 5, 6, and 7 rounds.
right.
So,
But
but my only
any other thing, Jer, any other thoughts?
no, not a whole lot. Just I'm just ready for this draft. The fastly approach. That's my main thing. Hopefully, and prayerfully, I'm still waiting to hear some breaking news. They're talking about the Honey Badger visited New Orleans on Tuesday. I hope he turn around and we sign this guy immediately because now that Malcolm Jenkins is retired right now and Marcus Williams going to Baltimore and we just got this other safety from the Jets. I mean, you need something to go along with that, bruh. Because I don't know who this other safety we picked up. I have no clue who this guy is. TJ Jones, shouts out to TJ Jones of the Stay of the Saints podcast. He called him Hardcore Holly because he looked like him. And if you haven't seen it, y'all go check it out because he do exactly look like that guy.
Yeah, I seen him. I seen him play when he's in Florida. I knew about him, more than CGJ, and they were together a little bit. But once he got to the Jets, I mean, I really wasn't expecting the Saints to had no parts of him. So then when he got to the Jets, I really wasn't paying him no mind. So far as what he done with the Jets, I mean, I know we played against him a few times.
Yeah,
He
we
did.
did.
I mean, far as the range, his range definitely ain't gonna be matching Marcus Williams. He definitely had less range than Marcus, but
But he can cover 1-on-1 with certain guys.
That's true,
right.
WD. That is true. Well,
Well, any other thoughts, fam?
no, that's pretty much it for me, bruh.
Okay, fam. Well, we definitely appreciate you, coming on, man. You definitely been a supporter of the podcast since we got started, man. Definitely want to show our appreciation to you for that. We definitely gonna be on here more often, man. Just a lot of things. I mean, the
I
Deshaun news,
understand, bruh.
that happened. Then we kind of got quiet, so we just kind of just waiting around. But the draft about to come now. OTAs done started up. I mean, well, off
Yeah,
season workouts. So it's about to start wrapping back up. We about to get
yeah.
back on normal schedule.
I understand, CB. Well, I understand the situation, bruh. I'm just glad to see y'all again. You and WD and Saints Uptown and Miss Carly, the whole team. I'm just happy to see y'all. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. Glad to see y'all too. I mean, we're just glad to see the WDN Chatline podcast back up and running once again, man. Let's get it going.
Yes, sir, fam. Thank you for coming on, man. And who that to you?
Have a blessed night.
All right, the next we got on the line, we got Hoodie Jude. Shout out to Hoodie Jude.
Who that to y'all? How y'all doing?
Good. Before he gets started, you guys know that he has a podcast on his channel, Saints Podcast. So y'all be sure to go check him out. Want to thank you once again, man, for the donations. You've been supporting him, ever since you started linking up with us, man. Definitely been supporting your page. I see, CT Crush on there, topping it up. So, Man, shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And like I said, like I told everybody on my podcast before, I support everybody, you know. So, don't matter if you, like I said, I support Raiders, you know, YouTubers, um, Dolphin YouTubers, Eagles, you name it, you know. I just go support anybody, YouTube that I catch because, you know, I'm a YouTuber myself and I would like the same thing in return, you know, to help somebody to, you know, to support my channel, even though they might not, you know, like the full content. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all a little bit about some of the conversation we had. And yeah, I was the one in the chat saying that when I heard y'all about the Trotman thing. And I said I had to get y'all to come on my show to talk, or you know, I said if y'all open up the lines, I'll wait and see if y'all open them up and come talk to y'all about that. But I really do think a lot of people are tripping over Trotman, y'all. I really do. And the reason why I tell people that is because I don't think people realize his you know, rookie year basically. He showed some promises, you know, sitting behind Jared Cook and what's his name, Josh Hill, and they wanted to work on his, you know, blocking ability because they saying coming out of college his blocking ability wasn't too great. So that year, you know, rookie year, he learned how to block better, and showed some promises with some of the routes running and catching that he did. You know, I think he scored 1 or 2 or 3 touchdowns for us. One of them was a really nice one against that Bucks when we won 38-3. And then the second year, which was last year, which was his sophomore year, I felt like he had a little, you know, sophomore slump year to me, to be honest with y'all. For a guy to have 2 guys in front of him to lead him, to hire a guy named Nick Fournette, who's supposed to be your veteran guy in the locker room, helping him out on the field, being the blocking tight end, you know, basically took the Josh Hill role and was basically out the whole season because he got hurt in preseason. I felt like Adam Trotman had too much on his plate. And a lot of people blame him for that false start. You know, we lost the game because we couldn't do the 2-point conversion play or whatever like that because of the false start he had or whatever. He should have never been there in the first place. Nick Fournette would have been in that spot as the veteran blocking. And also, we didn't even have a damn kicker that can kick at the time. That's why we lost a lot of our games last year too. Extra points, field goals, you name it. And we were still, you know, losing about 1 or 2 points in some of these games. So I feel like a lot of people were over tripping about Adam Trotman. I think he's still got a lot left that he can prove to a lot of people. And I like to ask people this question about the Trotman thing. I asked people this when we argue about Trotman. I said, how good is George Kittle to y'all? You know, if every single one of y'all can just tell me, how is George Kittle like a top 3 tight end to y'all?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when healthy, he is.
When healthy, yeah. The reason why I asked people that, if he's a top 3 tight end to you, because I said, he's a top 3 to you, but George Kittle didn't become the George Kittle till his 4th or 5th season in the NFL. Nobody knew who George Kittle was. And that big blocking tight end that can do everything. And I said, you got to realize Trotman's only going into his 3rd year now. And we all giving up on him already. You know, and I said, I feel like if we just release him, let him go, instead of giving him time to develop, because he had so much on his plate last year, I really do think he will probably turn out like a George Kittle somewhere, and just because you didn't give him enough time. The 49ers gave George Kittle enough time, and look what he became in 4 or 5 years, finally. Became that man. So I feel like we shouldn't have to give up on somebody this quick. I would give him this season, because now he's got a really great quarterback in Jenkins, who's got an arm that can throw further down the field. So I want to see what he can do with him, you know. And I want to see more Juwan Johnson as well, especially in the red zone, y'all. Juwan Johnson was killing it last year in the red zone. And I really do feel like they're going to use Taysom Hill and Trotman moving up the field. But once you get past that 20-yard line, you're in that red zone, they're going to use a lot of Juwan Johnson. I really do. I can see that happening. And then Nick Fournette, you know, is going to be on, you know, those plays where you need a block tight end and stuff like that. He's going to produce. So, I mean, we got 4 tight ends. I wouldn't trip too much in the draft unless somebody that's supposedly like a really good tight end falls, you know, in the 3rd or 4th round, you know, you snag them. But just to tell everybody about the draft situation, I would go receiver and offensive tackle in the 1st round. 2nd round, depending on what's on the board, if there's still another good receiver like John Mechie from Bama, or, you know, Dawson from I think it's BYU he played for, or Penn State, wherever he's coming from. If they on the board still, go get you another receiver in the second round if you want to. So you got your offensive tackle now. And then in your third round pick, I would go get a running back. I would get a dude like Brian Robinson Jr., a power back from Alabama. Or get, what's his name, James Cook from Georgia, Dalvin Cook's brother. I think he can sign out in the NFL. Another dude I like, which I don't know if he's going to be on the board still in the third round, was Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. I like him too. But I don't know if he's going to be available in the third. And then, after that, you can do whatever you want in the draft. You can go for another inside offensive lineman, just in case Reed doesn't work out again this year with Doug, under Doug's coaching. And then, like I said, we don't know if we're going to get Tyrone Matthews, so you might have to look for a safety, in the third or fourth, depending on if we do sign Tyrone Matthews. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I do have a really good feeling about Tyrone Matthews coming. A lot of things are pointing the way like he's going to come, and the last thing I read was they were trying to work on a contract between them two, but Tyrone Matthew is not going to do the home discount thing right now, at this point in his career, because he's still got a lot left in him. So we got the money to pay the man, so we need to just pay the man and get him on here. Sign him, sign Kawan back, and then focus in the draft on offense. And a lot of people are making me a little angry, especially with these, sports analysts and stuff on ESPN and crap, CBS, and they all saying, oh, the Saints are going to move up and get a quarterback. I'm like, why would you get a quarterback in this draft when none of them are good? They're weak. This is a weak draft class for a quarterback. And then you gave away your first round pick for next year, which the quarterback class will be a little bit better than what it is this year. And then I look at people, I'm like, Jameis Winston is back on a 2-year contract. You got Andy Dalton now, who is a way better backup than Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill. And then you still got Ian Brooks, as your third string. So I would not waste a first round pick, a second, or a third. I would not waste any of those picks on a QB, because Drew Brees said out of his mouth, he believes in Jameis Winston. He can lead this team for you. All you got to do is put the protection and the weapons around him. And guess what? That's what every quarterback needs to succeed. Jameis didn't have all of that with his teams. So that's all I really got to say about everything. I had to come on and talk to y'all about the Trotman, about the draft, and I had to give y'all my thoughts about the Jameis Winston. I think he could be our next quarterback for the next 10 years. I really do. He's only 28. He's young. So I believe in him.
Well, I'm not saying to give up on Trotman, but it's pretty fair to not be happy with what he's done. I mean, I know there may be a lot of times Saints are going to give him a chance, but
yeah, I understand what
Trotman did this past season, and I understand we had kicking problems. We had plenty of problems, but much like Dan Arnold, Colby Fleener, those drop passes on third and short, those critical plays where you mess up, that will cost your team games. And we already have a receiver problem. The same drop passes, not getting separation. Trotman can get a bit of separation, but those plays is what's going to hurt him. He's going to have to step up. He's going to have to step up this year, because if he doesn't step up and we see more of what we saw last season, then he's not going to have a shot at seeing 5 years with the Saints, like what you were saying with Kittle, and finally developing in his 5th year. So I mean, I can understand what you're saying, that not to give up on him, but some of the criticism is very fair with him.
Yeah, I totally understand what people criticize about. Like I said, last year was his sophomore year, and I felt like a lot of people put too much pressure on him. Like I said, he had too much on the plate. You were supposed to have Nick Fournette back there and help him. Nick Fournette was out, and then on some of them games, they needed more people on special teams or something. They said last year, and that's why Juwan Johnson was a healthy scratch, which I thought was dumb. Like, the dude needs help. He can't do it all by himself. You can't trust a guy that you just drafted last year to put all the load on because you didn't want to bring Jerry Cook back. Josh Hill retired, and then you just leave it up to him, and then you get Nick Fournette, and you just basically out for the season because of preseason injuries. Basically, without what 10 games. So that's just how I feel. I feel like a lot of people are putting too much on him and don't realize the stuff that he actually had to take care of last year. And he definitely improved on his his blocking. So now this year, all he needs to focus on is getting back to that receiving tight end that he was in college. And I think he can be another George Kittle. I think he's got that in him. We just got to see, because that Eagles game, he was showing me something again. I'm like, okay, good. And then he gets hurt with that great catch he had. And I was like, I wish he didn't get hurt. But he was looking like he was finally about to start getting, on rhythm. But it didn't happen because he got hurt.
It's funny, just much like what's his name, Dan Arnold. It felt like both of them, they dropped the. I would say, I don't want to say easy, but they would drop passes normally that you would think they would catch, and then they would catch the craziest.
The
They'll make the
craziest stuff.
craziest
Yes.
catches, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good, but you got to be consistent. He gonna have to be consistent. If they do end up drafting a tight end, then that's gonna be one tight end next to Taysom Hill. So that's gonna put even more pressure on him, because he's gonna have to step up, or he would not he would not be on the team if he doesn't step up.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he's going to step up this year. And especially with Jameis Winston at QB. Definitely. Last year we didn't get to see a lot of it. And I guess before I leave, I want to ask y'all a question. What was y'all thoughts on Callaway last year? Because I came on y'all show last year. It was like during the season, and I was telling people need to stop hating on Callaway so much, because if you look at Callaway's season, he was like, what, 20 yards away from reaching an 800-yard season. And 10 of those games, he had Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill drawing in the ball. I said, if Jameis would have never got hurt, I think he would have had a 1,000-yard season easily with Jameis, and we would have made the playoffs.
Oh yeah, Callaway, he's fine. He just don't need to be a number one and number two. He needs to be a number three receiver, and that's likely to happen. But we just don't want to see him being covered by the number one cornerback of each team. That was the problem. That was the issue.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
really, Callaway, he just got to work on his route running a bit. And besides that, I mean, I think he's going to be. I don't even want to say exceptional. I think he could be a damn good receiver. So, yeah, I like Callaway.
Yep. I like Callaway too. That's why I just wanted to ask y'all, because a lot of people do be tripping on him. And I know a lot of people in the chat would probably put it in here right now when I was talking about the Trotman thing. Yes, George Kittle is in a way different league than Adam Trotman. What I'm doing is giving y'all an example of what George Kittle was in his third year. Nobody knew George Kittle. People knew him in his fourth, fifth season. They're like, oh shit, that dude's probably one of the top tight ends in the league, because
Yeah,
they gave him long enough to produce. We giving
but
him basically 2 years. I'm like, oh, you need to get out of here. When last year, like I said, I think he had too much on his plate. This in my opinion. Maybe not everybody looks at it like that. Not all Saints fans do, but I do have people from my podcast, my subscribers, that come on and talk, and they kind of agree with me. Like, I understand he had too much on his plate, and they see that. And they said, I would give him this year, and if he doesn't do something this year, then I would understand. And me too, I would understand too. After this year, if you can't really do nothing after this, especially with a quarterback like Jameis Winston and a dude like Taysom Hill that's a veteran now, and I know he can play tight end really great too. If you don't do nothing after this season, we're gonna have to look at you a little different way. But I'm not gonna blame him all for last year. Just me.
Yeah, he was going up against all the number one corners. I mean, it just showed that he's not ready for that role, not the number one role. And he could have been getting off on, the second, third cornerback. I believe he could have. But yeah, he's just not ready for that role yet, in my opinion. You say something uptown?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. We can hear you.
Okay. What I was saying was this, man. Like, I kind of heard, because I had to get on my phone because my computer was tripping and stuff. Still is, really. I was hearing what you were saying, Juby. You heard me?
Yeah.
That what you're saying too don't really help his case too, in a way, because if he had all these expectations and all this stuff put on his plate, great players succeed. underneath that kind of pressure. So, that's the point I'm trying to make. Most great players succeed underneath that kind of pressure. And I don't think that Sean Payton put too much on his.
Oh wow, just like that gone.
Yeah, I understand what he was trying to say. But it doesn't make his case look too worse to me because the way I look at it is that if he had to do all of that last year, because the guy that you brought in as a veteran that's supposed to help lead this team too and help lead these young guys are out for the season and ain't playing that role, and you're using Jawan Johnson as a healthy scratch in some of this, and basically he's having to run everything in the tight end role. He's supposed to just run his type of scheme, but no, he's running everything. He's learning how to be a better blocker and everything. Like I said, he had to do everything last year, and a dude on his second year shouldn't have to be through that. And that's why I try to bring up the George Kittle point. George Kittle was doing the same thing. Like I said, he never became George Kittle to his fifth season. And I think we should never give up on somebody after just 2 seasons. They still are basically on a rookie contract. That's why you give them that's why you give them that rookie contract up to 4 years to try to prove themselves to make them a contract. So I think after just a second season, a lot of people are kind of agreeing with me, especially on my podcast. Like I said, they are agreeing with me about the sophomore slump year. A lot of people have those years where you look like you had a good potential in the first year, and then second year you just have a slump season, and then after that you just take off. People can do that, and that's why I said I don't want to give up on Trotman just yet, and moving Taysom Hill now back to full-time tight end. And I feel like if we can get more, like I said, more production out of Jawan, play him more, I think we're pretty straight at tight end. And then, like I said, you still got Nick Fournette on the roster. So 4 tight ends, I think we're pretty straight.
Okay. Well, yeah, we definitely appreciate your thoughts. I mean, yeah, but my little 2 cents on the Troutman thing. I mean, far as get rid of him, they're not gonna get rid of him. Or I mean, the same goes with Ruiz. They're not gonna release Ruiz. The only way Ruiz was gonna leave was via trade. I mean, at this point, because it's only his second year, and he on a first round rookie deal, so they gonna give him time to see. They invested a first round pick in him, so they gonna give him time to see what he can do. Unless he would have won in that trade. The same with Troutman. You traded all that. You basically ended your whole draft just to move up to draft Troutman. So yeah, after the second season, no, I mean that's asinine to say. The team gonna get rid of him. They gonna give him another gem. My thing is, I mean, I honestly, in the receiving part of the tight end game, I believe Taysom can get off on these outside linebackers that's gonna be guarding him. Because he got we already know the physicality he got. Ain't like he gonna be just getting jammed up. He got the speed. They're not gonna be able to run with him. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, yeah, he gonna have his third season, but I mean, far as the opportunity, if Taysom go in there and start showing out, and Taysom gonna get his chance, because I mean, they done paid him. They paid him last year, so he got a little healthy contract. Not no huge contract, but I'm saying like he got a couple in him, so he gonna be playing somewhere. Now, far as how they use the tight end, far as how they use their tight ends, is it gonna be more of a two tight end set? I don't know, but the way Dennis was explaining it, I forgot which interview it was. Was it at the meetings, the on the meetings interview? He was saying they gonna run the similar system that they was running with Sean. So, and that usually, you got your pass catching tight end, you got your blocking tight end. Um, but that's not they base just using two tight ends, all the time. So I mean we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. But I hadn't
Yeah,
given up on them like that, far as getting rid of them, man. Nah.
yeah. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I just saying like not the Saints are gonna give up on him. I'm talking about our fans that just throwing so much shit at him, thinking like, you know, okay, just get rid of the man already. It's like not everybody you draft is gonna be perfect. Like George Kittle, was he like a second round pick or a first round George Kittle from like Iowa? Like, do you remember what round he was drafted in?
I thought he was I thought he was like a mid round pick. Man, yeah, I'm not sure. I thought he was lower than that, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, cause I remember he was like a higher pick. I think he was higher than Adam Trotman. But like I try to that's why I try to compare them like them two. I'm not saying he's gonna be on George Kittle level, but I'm just saying George Kittle, if he was like a first or second round pick or whatever, higher than Trotman, it took that man 4 or 5 years to become what he became. So, like I said, give a player time to develop in the league and all that. Not everybody's gonna come out the draft. And then it ain't like we wasted a first round pick on him, Like he was a first round pick and he ain't producing since. He's a fourth round. He's not all fourth rounders just gonna come in and just start. So I think he can develop and become a really great tight end. And yeah, Taysom can take that role for right now and let and leave a little pressure off of Troutman, while he's still developing this year and next year. And then, Taysom Hill's getting older too. What is he, 32, 33? So he ain't gonna be in the league too much longer. So once he leaves, I think Troutman and Jawan Johnson's gonna have enough experience and enough playing time on the field. They're gonna do really great together, those two. If we keep, Troutman and all of them together, especially
Well,
Jawan Johnson.
I'm not too thrilled that we spent this much time on Troutman because at the end of the day he's going to have to prove himself. It ain't really based on what the fans say. We gonna all have our disagreements. It's up to the freaking Saints. The Saints, of course, they're gonna they're gonna take a chance on him. I mean, hell, they traded their pick, so they of course they're gonna give him a chance. But this thing about Troutman versus Kittle, as far as the comparison, it's not even close because Kittle had what I think 500 yards his first year. Second year is when he blew up. It didn't take him. It may have taken. I wouldn't say it's taking him 5 years to be a top tight end. He's been good from almost the second year. Really, really good. So I don't think the comparison is there. Now I know I have heard comparisons before he came out the draft that like hey, this could be another George Kittle just from his play style. Wow, I know he was beating up on smaller schools, but at the end of the day, dog, we gonna have to just let it play out. We know the Saints gonna take a chance on him, but we shouldn't be spending this much time on this dude, man. We really shouldn't be.
I feel y'all. Like I said, I'm just one of those. I guess I'm a different Saints, fan than a Saints YouTuber. I'm more. I mean, y'all know Jono Barnes. Y'all probably know him. The comedian. Um, he tells people all the time. He said if you want positive vibes about the Saints and positive news and a guy that feels like this person can succeed, he said you go subscribe to Hoodie because that's him. He said me, I'm just gonna try to be just straight up forward with how I really feel and then about this team. So, like me, I'm a person that feels like other people can still succeed. I don't give up on people. After this 1, 2 seasons. I believe that they can do something in their third or fourth season. Anybody can. I don't just throw people out the window like that. So I always support anybody that they keep on the team, and I support them. Now, the only thing I don't want to support if, like I told y'all earlier, if we go for a stupid quarterback in the draft when you got Jameis Winston on here, that can actually be a franchise quarterback with the talent that he has. Just build around my dude, and we'll be good. But I don't want to take up too much more of your time because I'm about to leave my work anyway and head home and go live myself. So thank y'all for letting me come on here, y'all, and I'm gonna have to come back and chat it up with y'all again, y'all. So who that to y'all?
All right, man. Who that to you?
Oh yeah, who that? Definitely appreciate you for coming on, fam. And y'all be sure to go check out his podcast. That's Hoodie Jude. Pretty sure some of you guys know him, if not all. He's gonna be doing a show tonight, so y'all go check him out. Shout out to him, and also shout out to Mask Up podcast. Shout out to him, man. He's been doing some good things on his channel. Y'all be sure to go and sub him up. He's very insightful talking Saints football. So shout out to him. Who that to you, fam?
I'm sorry that I was silent for the most part of this podcast. I wanted to make sure everybody, uh, spoke their piece. But I did want to touch up on some things. First of all, I didn't really speak too much on the Tyrann Matthew situation. Uh, I don't think we're gonna hear about Tyrann unless he changes his mind soon. I don't think we're gonna hear about it no time soon because it seems like he's taking his time. It seems like he's spending time with his family. Uh, from my understanding, I know he's gonna probably visit the Eagles. I think the Eagles got interest, and as far as what the Rams, I'll tell you what, if he go visit the Rams, that's the issue, guys. Just like any other time where these free agents saying, and look, I hate to be this way. I'm just being realistic, I know a lot of people like to be optimistic, but anytime these free agents talk about taking their time and stuff, look, they're gonna view all their options, and they're most likely gonna go to the teams that they feel are contenders. And I'm not saying, look, he know we got a fire defense. We got a for real defense. He know that. He even made a joke today, basically saying, "Oh, I don't know if the Saints need me," because we've had some damn good safeties. So he know we got a good defense, and he know we could probably be contenders. But we know the Rams are legitimate contenders right now, so that just wouldn't shock me. But on top of that, Tyrann Matthew wants to be one of the highest paid safeties, a top. You want to be paid like a top safety, and I mean he is a damn good safety. I'm not going to say he's the greatest safety. I mean, if you want to argue top five, he might be borderline top five, I guess. But yeah, I just don't know if the Saints are going to give him what he wants. So that's why I'm kind of leery on it, Would I like him? Oh, hell yeah. To replace Malcolm Jenkins? I just didn't want him to replace Marcus Williams. Now, Marcus May, he can replace Marcus Williams. He might not have as much range as Marcus Williams, but he can play in that backfield. The reason, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I just looked over to this comment that popped up. The reason he said that is because the Saints will not overpay him. Exactly. You might be right about that. But Marcus May could very well slide into that free safety. Now, are we gonna play high? Are we gonna play single high safety? I'm not sure. But Marcus May can definitely fit that role, replacing Marcus Williams. I'm sad to see Marcus Williams go. And by the way, I just the only thing with Marcus May is I don't know how he's gonna play after coming off that injury last season. Plus, I think he got he might be suspended for DUI or something like that. I don't know. But either way, if we talking about free safety, look, PJ Williams or Marcus May, they got that. We need to look at strong safety. We just picked up Justin Evans. When he was in college, he came into the draft. He was known as a tone setter. He could hit. The thing about him is he's been out of the league for what he hasn't played football for 2 years, I guess. So I'm just curious to see how he would look. But I actually like him. I like him. I like a safety that pops. That hits. So I mean, I like it. I like that signing. I'm just curious to see what we get out of it. Hopefully, it can be, a low risk, high reward type of thing. But yeah, we'll just have to see about it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm kind of salty. I hate to bring them up. I'm kind of salty because the Bucks, they signed Keanu Neal, and I don't care what nobody says. They think if anybody says that Keanu Neal is a bad player, I think it's smoking crack. Because I get he was a Falcons, and I get he's not the best safety, but keep in mind, why is this a guy who he tore? I forgot what he tore. He tore something twice. Achilles. Okay, but keep in mind, this was after the Falcons didn't have a decent pass rush and stuff like that. I hate the fact that this man went over to a already good defense that has a pass rush and two linebackers that can fly. I wish it was us. So I'm just saying, like, if we weren't able to get Tyrann Mathieu, I would have wanted them to pull the trigger on Keanu Neal. So I'm salty about that move. I know people gonna disagree about that. It is what it is. I can tell you one thing. I'm just saying I would have rather him instead of having our receivers worry about going up the middle while you got to worry about linebackers and safeties flying around. So yeah, I'm very salty about that move. With that being said, I really hope Tyrann Mathieu say, you know what, let me just sign with the Saints. So hopefully that happens.
Right. But that I mean, shout out to Ralph Joseph. I believe this is his first time on the podcast. If this not your first time, welcome back, fam. That's an interesting comment. I seen that comment, but I really didn't look at it. Think of it like that. Saying I think the Saints don't need me. He could have said it like
I,
that. And
I,
gone
I
to
actually, I actually, I actually did think of that. I thought of that. It was either for two reasons. Like maybe he's joking. Like maybe he's joking because he's seen what we done on defense. He's seen we just had Malcolm Jenkins, Marcus Williams. He's seen what we do on defense. But then I was looking at it like that. Like maybe he feel as though that they're not trying to give him the bag that he wants.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that being the case.
Yeah. So that's why, yeah, I really ain't gonna get my hopes up. We done that with Deshaun. You see how the NFL works. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to the bag. D Watt, if that bag wouldn't have been like that, he probably would have been a Saint. I still don't think he was going to the Falcons, but I mean, when they throw out that guarantee, and especially Deshaun's still young, but like in Tyron's case, man, he what 29, so this gonna be the last shot, for him. Most likely, far as getting a big deal. I believe that's what happened with Teron, with Teron Armstead. He wanted to stay in New Orleans, but you got to think about your family. If you getting a bit bad, Miami offer him a bit bad like that. I know we wasn't matching that. Whatever we offered. So you gotta go get the money while it's there. I mean, that's just it comes. It's a business as well. The business gotta make sense. If you still playing at your prime and you got to hit 30, I mean, if I was the Saints, would I have gave Tyron that? No, just due to injuries. I mean, he's been hurt for it. I know he's been playing through a lot with us. But he been past few seasons been getting hurt a lot. But I mean that was just I was just saying that as an example as far as the Tyron situation. He might just go for the big bag. And we seen, that hometown stuff, it don't mean the world to someone. Yeah, everybody would love to play for their hometown, but we'll see, man. Like I said, I hope there's. Like I said, imagine him and CD, and then you bring Quan back. Then you got Demario.
Yeah, they need to sign Quan, by the way. Like they
I
need to get
mean,
on that for real. Because I swear, if I see him go to somebody like the Ravens, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bruh. No, I ain't gonna even say that one. I see it enough. So I'm just gonna say they need to sign Quan because look, here's the question. Also, is Quan still not signed, or is Pete Warner ready to start? Look, Pete Warner, he can probably start. However, let's not sell this team short, man. Like, let's not. Pete Warner was great. He was good. I'm gonna say he was good. He was very good this past season. But we got to stop using Pete Warner to overlook Quan. Understand that Quan got the range. He got the range. When it comes to linebacker, he got the range. The way his speed is unmatched. So much ground that he covers, man, as a linebacker. That's the thing you cannot overlook. Quan made this defense better. I get Pete Warner, he's good, but there are some things that Quan, while Pete Warner does some things better than Quan, there are some things Quan does better than Pete. And I'm really getting tired of. I'm not saying that you're doing it. I can't even pronounce that right, man. I'm definitely not saying it. But every time I see those two names pitched against, when I see those two names in one statement, I'm like, why can't you just have both? Like, why can't you just have both? Because I literally seen people on, even on Twitter, like they just say, and I know fans say all kind of crazy stuff, but they really would say that Pete Warner was so good, we don't need to resign Quan, and I think that's foolish. And by the way, it could end up being just like, of course, we look, Quan and Pete Warner are definitely better players than these other two in this situation. But it could very well be like Jared Cook. We let Jared Cook on the way out, put too much on Adam Troutman's plate, being the number one tight end, and then Troutman doesn't do anything. In fact, he started messing it up. Like, well, I'm just saying, man. Like, what if Pete Warner, what if he doesn't, make that jump like we thought he would probably make. So I'm just saying, man, we need to resign Quan. I think people need to stop overlooking Quan and thinking like this dude is just some other linebacker. Bro, when Quan is healthy, and by the way, that's been his main problem, just staying healthy. If Quan stayed healthy, Quan Alexander is a top freaking. He's a top. I would say he's probably a top. He's top 10 linebacker. He stayed healthy.
Oh yeah.
That boy is a dog. So hell yeah, we need to resign him.
Facts. So okay, so before we give our final thoughts, man, let's give a few words on Malcolm Jenkins. On Malcolm Jenkins, man. Um, just want to say 2 cents. Malcolm, we drafted him his rookie year. And he won a Super Bowl with us his rookie year. So, shout out to Malcolm on a tremendous career with us. When we drafted him, his first stint with him, we didn't use him in the right position. We was using him at corner. That wasn't he came out of Ohio State as a corner. Um, he came from Ohio State, right? Yeah, he was
Yeah,
a Buckeye. Um, but yeah, we was using him on the outside. That definitely wasn't his bread and butter. But shout out to Philly. After his stint with us, he got a Super Bowl with us. But
but
after his stint with us, he was able to go up there,
but
establish himself to the highest potential in a new position.
yeah,
It
but
still looked good.
it wasn't just corner though. We remember we had Malcolm Jenkins pretty much as a free safety too.
Right, right, right.
Exactly. So
And yeah, he was getting burnt.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
I
was
mean, he made some plays as a free safety, but Philly found out he's best suited as a strong safety.
right. Yeah, because he was getting toasted in the backfield. But yeah, when he made that transition, I think he made it what year 2 or 3 or something. But yeah, I know when he first started, we had him on the outside. But really when he went to Philly, he was able to establish his role as a player, executed it to the highest level as a strong safety. Came back to us, gave us some amazing years. Um, won the Super Bowl with Philly. So he went out a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Veteran leadership, man, stood up for the cause. Um, and just a hell of a player, man. Great player in the locker room. That was the word. He was a great locker room player. And he stood for something. So, you gotta respect a player that always stands for something, or you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. You know that saying. So shout out to him, bringing awareness to things other than football. And on the field, man, he's able to execute to the highest level. And we seen some of that when he came back to us. Salute. Any thoughts though you did?
Oh yeah, man. I definitely appreciate Malcolm Jenkins' time here, man. Like first of all, and I don't want to throw shade to any other player, but to be frankly honest with you, I mean, Sean said it himself. He messed up letting Malcolm Jenkins go, and we went after Cherrysburg going into 2014 season. We messed up big time. Really, what should have happened? Like again, I'm not throwing shade, but Roman Harper, he was the one that yes, it was. I think Roman Harper. No, he did. I was gonna say he retired. No, he went to Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But he was definitely the one to let go. We should have kept Malcolm Jenkins, and of course, like we both said, the Philly they found his right natural position, and he excelled. But I'm gonna keep it real, shit. I've always did like Malcolm Jenkins. Like I really did. Like even when we had the worst defense in the league back in 2012, I loved Malcolm Jenkins. You know why? His heart was always there. Remember when I forgot what one of the Bucks running backs, receiver, somebody that got all the way down the field, and Malcolm Jenkins made a hustle play and stopped him right before he got into the end zone. And guess what? They went for it on fourth down and they didn't get it. All down, we got him out of there. Let's say we had the worst defense. But the fact that his hustle was always there, the fact that he never gave up despite the circumstances, that showed that he had his courage, man. Just as a player, man, he was just that guy, man. He made plays happen. He made things happen, and we really did overlook it. We really overlooked it because I'm telling you, no matter what, like even though when we had those bad defenses, his hustle was always there. If there was anybody showing up, it was him. So, I'm just I'm glad he did come back. I'm just upset that we didn't win a second Super Bowl with him. I know he won a Super Bowl with Philly, but I'm just saying, man, like, because here's the thing. When Malcolm Jenkins came back with us, and it was looking really bad at the start, even Marcus Williams was looking bad. The whole defense was looking kind of iffy. What season was that? 2020?
Yeah.
It was looking pretty funky at the start. Malcolm Jenkins, he was actually getting beat one-on-one versus tight ends at the start. The next thing you know, he turned around, both him and Marcus Williams stepped up, and he started looking like that dude again. To say that, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, the thing about it is, we kind of knew this day was coming that he was going to retire, but he still showed that he can play. He probably could have played for another season or two.
Yeah.
So it's like we really did, like, to say that he retired, we really did lose a good player because he still had it in him. He was showing it. I think he got 2-3 interceptions this year. Yeah. I know he had 3 interceptions the 2020 season. So man, that's a farewell to Malcolm Jenkins, man, because I'm gonna miss him, dog. I mean, I understand that his best part of his career was with the Eagles, but man, that was some play. I'm telling you, if you go all the way back, there's some plays that he had with us. Well, I'm like, damn. I mean, think about the pick 6 versus the Rams back in when it was 2010. Man.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, there are some plays this dude had, man, with us where it's gonna always stay in my memories, So yeah, bro.
Right.
The one that should have been a Saint his whole career. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially, what we done, following that 2013 off season or 2014 off season. going in the 2014 season, that all season. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. But we was able to get out that slump. We suffered, got back, brought him back, man, and he ended it with us. So shout out to him. I don't know, you know, I believe he said he don't know whether to retire Saint uh or Eagle.
That's really tough. And
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, you can basically say his best part of his career was with the Eagles. But I mean,
yeah,
hell, like he won the Super Bowl on both teams, man. And that is like I'm pretty like if you think about it, besides the 2012 season, he's had a great career. Like you think about it, you look, 2009 was fun for him. 2010 was fun for him. When I'm saying those early years, like yeah, we can look back and say like, okay, he didn't really exceed the way that we wanted him to because he was not playing his true position, the position that he's good at. But I'm telling you, that 2010 year, he was actually doing some stuff. He was good. I thought he was good in 2010.
yeah.
And then what 2000. Even 2011, I would say 2011. I don't want to talk about that playoff game. You know which one I'm talking about. But even 2011, man, he was right. He was the man. So I can see why he's torn. He doesn't know who to retire with. That's tough, bro. I can understand. So
We definitely miss him, man, and hopefully we can find somebody to fill your void. Hopefully it's the honey badger, but if it's not the honey badger, hopefully hopefully we can get somebody in there. Maybe we shift May over to I don't know how they plan on doing it. But we got depth there. PJ he gonna be able to. I don't want him playing a lot of strong, but we should see what happens. I mean, if Marcus May is good at playing up in the box a little bit, maybe they shift him over. I don't know. Maybe they draft a safety.
Marcus May is going to be a free safety.
You you think he gonna be the free?
He's a I'm telling you, look at his pass. He's a free safety.
You think we're gonna use him in the single highs that
Yeah,
like we done with
I
Marcus?
said I said it earlier. I'm not sure we're going to use him as a single high safety, but he's a free safety. He's a free safety. I'm telling you, he is more of a guy that's going to play in the backfield more than he's going to play closer to the line of scrimmage. And yes, he could play the run, but well, like that's one of the things he can play better than Marcus Williams. Although Marcus Williams, I didn't think he was bad at it, but Marcus May, he can actually do that. But Marcus May, he's a free safety. That's what he is. He's a free safety. That's what he was at Florida, and that's what he was with the Jets. He's going to be a free safety. I just don't know if he's going to be at full strength and playing his best after that injury this season. Like I hope it ain't a situation where we have to wait. I don't even like how many years we signed him for?
I think it was a 4-year 20, 4-year 20, no 4-year 30 or 4-year 28, something like that.
Okay, so I mean, I hope we don't have to wait to see what he can do all the way in 2023. But I'm just saying, like I'm telling you, this. First of all, what's so funny is this dude was being overlooked with the Jets. He was being overlooked. Like before Jamal Adams got traded to the Seattle, everybody was looking at Jamal Adams. Marcus May was actually arguably the better safety. Like I'm talking about as far as coverage. Like the dude can cover. Like Marcus May can actually cover. Like I know we talk about Marcus Williams' range, but this dude can actually cover. Like if you literally if you look at plays where he's like when he's right there with DK Metcalf and other, I'm talking about not what suspect receivers. I'm talking about quality receivers. He's knocking the ball away, getting interceptions. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, this dude can play. I just hope I really hope he's, he recovers well. Like if he can play, his full strength. That's all I'm looking at.
Right.
But they do need a true strong safety. That's why I kind of wanted Keanu Neal.
You there, WD?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I think you kind of lagged though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was just saying they definitely need a true strong safety. That's why I say I kind of wanted Keanu Neal. But like I said, I would definitely take Tyrann Mathieu, but his price range just might not be good enough for the Saints. So it is what it is, bro. It's a business. CB, you there? All right, so I see CB is I guess he's out. But we about to wrap this thing up. I just want to say shout out to the chat. Shout out for the people that call in Jerry, Hoodie, man. Thank you for coming through, speaking your mind. This has been a WDN Chatline podcast, and make sure y'all like, subscribe if you haven't already. This is WD, and I guess we are out. Who that? For life.